Right. Apparently I'm live. You're going to have to tell me if this looks really jerky on screen, because I've done a signal check, and apparently it says my connection is unstable. This is where I'm hoping. I mean, we had a comment on last week's show that, yes, every single week I seem to have technical issues. I do my best. I really do try and get things up and running. And I've got decent speed, so hopefully everything's ready to go. Right. However, we're going to crack on and we'll do what we can. This is another show where I hope we don't have too many technical issues, because we've got ourselves some real kind of juggling of live streams taking place today, because we have ourselves, at the very least, we have ourselves Dan Berry, who's going to be joining us from Emerald City Comic Con in Washington State. But we also have Nikki Yaya, who's going to be joining us from LA Comic Con. So it's going to be a bit of a packed show. This is going to be great. If you're joining us, say hello, jump in on the comments, let us know where you're listening from or watching from. Let us know, what you're up to today and what you thought of San Diego Comic Con Special Edition. Not only if you attended it, because I know that some people have got back, they've got settled, they've got themselves all sorted out. Maybe you attended last week's show in San Diego. Let us know what you thought. Or if you watched last week's show, what did you think of it? Because it looked really cool. There was lots of stuff that was happening. It was fun. Chuck Cook's watching. Howdy again, Chuck. Thank you so much indeed for joining us on last week's show and letting us know what San Diego Comic-Con Special Edition looked like. Because to be fair, there was some real kind of FOMO going off in my head. Leading up to it, I wasn't that excited, but as the days kind of cracked on and we got closer and closer, and then the actual weekend happened, I got really excited. It was really, really cool. So we're going to get into all of that. But we've got that. We've got some special guest news about next week, which should be fun. Hopefully you can join us for that, but we'll give you more information about that in a minute. Oh, and we've got, you may have heard a little bit of a ping sound there. That was Dan Berry, who is on the floor at LA. So tell you what, I think what we'll do is we'll go live, we'll crack on, and we'll see exactly where he is. I can see his screen, and I can see a rather empty floor in Washington State. To be fair, like I say, it is because the doors have just opened. Let's do the intro and let's crack on, shall we? Can I just say the temptation to re-edit that intro, because I'm not as chunky as I was in the picture that I took for that, is very strong. But you know what? I'll stick with what I've got because it took me a while to edit that bugger, so I'm leaving it as where I am. Welcome along to Talkin Con, a cup of tea with an Englishman in San Diego. Cup of tea in hand. I'm an Englishman in San Diego. I'm not in San Diego. I'm in Yorkshire, so things get confusing from the off. So that's the way it works. Each and every week we talk Comic Cons, con culture, and all the stuff and nonsense we get to enjoy at such shows. And it's your show, as always. Jump in, let us know where you are, let us know what you're doing, and let us know that you're watching the show. Into the Blue Mister. Hello, everyone. Hello there. How are you? Leanne D is saying, good morning, everyone. Hello, Leanne. Nice to have you joining us as well. And Toby Tolentino is joining us as well. Morning, Leonard. I'm certain that Caroline would like to say hi as well, because we love Toby to death. So there we go. Chuck Cook is saying hello. I've had the same thought about re-editing your intro, and I think you should at some point. I'm going to lose a little bit more. I definitely want the cheeks to be more pronounced. The chin's kind of gone, but I think I need to kind of work on the rest of it. Bear with me. When I get super svelte, then I'll re-edit. For now, the camera adds, what was it, £20? And I think I've got 3 cameras in the room, so I'm all right. I'm okay. I'm safe. We've got Toby is giving us a smiling face, so there we go. Oh, okay. Your video is frozen for me, FYI. Let us know if that's the case for everyone. I'm hoping that it's not the signal, hoping we get some kind of continuity going, and we'll crack on. Speaking of which, we've got 1 or 2 people who are mentioning about that little intro. The Dan that goes ping. Yes, Dan Berry is joining us. So tell you what, we'll dive straight in and we'll say hi to Dan Berry. How are you doing, sir?
Doing good yourself?
Not too shabby at all. It's been a fun day. I've been out for a bit of a meal for my dad because it was his birthday on Wednesday. So yes, it's been a great day. Okay, the doors have just opened for you, Jay Lee. The man, the maestro himself. Oh yes, I'm a fan. Oh well, I mean, okay. Well, let's talk about who's attending this show. Who's at Emerald City this weekend? Sean Murphy.
Yeah, some of the bigger names. Sean Murphy, Cates and Stegman were here, but they're now down in L.A. Jay Lee, Ben Templesmith, Ryan Kincaid. God, there's a bunch of different big names. Kerry Dodson's here. Over 400 different artists. So.
Wow. Okay. Fair enough. Right. So Chuck Cook is.
You're frozen. I can't hear you.
All right. Dan's video is live. You are not. Okay. Can you hear me, Dan?
Leonard seems to be frozen.
Oh, right. Great.
There you go. Now I hear you.
Yeah. Okay. It might be my signal. It might be a bit choppy, but apparently everyone can see you, and that's the important bit.
Yep.
So there we go. But I mean, I know the doors have literally just opened, haven't they?
Yep. They opened about 4 minutes ago.
Fair enough. Okay. So yeah, apparently there's a live Leonard. So hopefully you heard me all the way through that. But even if the video was frozen, let me know again. Keep me informed. Let me know. But Dan is fine. But we know Dan is fine. Dan is always fine. So there we go. So is this kind of like the focus of Emerald City? What's the kind of focus of it?
Well, there's always been a big artist alley. This year, no exception. Around 400 plus different artists and creators up in the artist alley. And then the exhibit floor is a whole separate floor that has vendors from Bunko, as well as tons of comic dealers. Hero Within is down there. Our Tony's actually here this weekend, as opposed to LA, where they're also exhibiting.
Right. Your picture is frozen for me. Everyone else, let me know if Dan's picture is frozen. Let me know. Andrew Dickinson should have stayed on the West Coast. Well, considering the issues that it's going to take for you to get into the country. Yes, thanks, COVID. That's now back on the cards. Chuck Cook, they have carpet.
Yes.
So yes, the fact that it's a nice. It looks very nice. It looks very civilized. Mr. Johnny Cates.
Yep, who was here Thursday and Friday, and then him and Stegman flew down to LA for LA Comic Con.
Toby's telling me now both is frozen. Let me see if I can. Bear with me. Right, let's see if we're back. Let me know if we're back, guys. Yeah, Dan's frozen.
Oh, yeah.
And now we have an audio podcast with slideshow. Okay. Yeah, we seem to have. Well, I mean, let me know if I'm still up. I'm up and running because my. Oh, yes. Yeah, it is my. You know, they always say to plug in and so like have a leaded connection to your router. Thanks for that. So that doesn't work. There we go. With all these frozen vids, Let It Go is playing on loop in the back of my head. No, we're gonna battle through. We are gonna battle through. I mean, we've got people watching. Hopefully, we'll keep going. Leonard is back, but Dan is choppy. This might actually now just be Dan's signal because we also can't hear him either. Dan?
I'm here.
Yes, your picture seems to have frozen, sir.
Okay.
I think the further you get into the convention center, the signal drops.
Got it. Let me walk to the other doors. Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Okay.
Oh man. So you know what? We're trying our best. We are trying. I mean, then again, I mean, we do this every single time, and we learn what the signals are like inside a convention center. They're non-existent at the end of the day. Yeah, it's
Let me walk down to the. I want to walk down to the exhibit floor.
okay.
So enjoy the carpet and the emptiness.
So tell you what, just while you're walking, while you can describe, like you say, the focus for Emerald City does seem to be the artist alley. What elements have really stood out for you for this particular show? I mean, what's their kind of COVID restrictions? What have they done for safety and protocols?
Well, everybody has to get one of these wristbands showing you're either vaccinated or you have a negative test. And then masks are required. And that's really about it.
Okay. Well, they're making some efforts. Like I say, we discussed Wales Con, which attempted to kind of apply something, but we didn't get much in the way of support. Obviously, we had San Diego Comic Con doing a great number of sort of things in place to help attendees. But if Emerald City's the same, that's fantastic.
Yeah, they were. And there you go. You were frozen briefly.
It's going to be one of those
wonderful
shows, isn't
escalator.
It? Oh, I see it. I see an escalator.
Yes. Hopefully, I don't fall and kill myself.
Well, yes. Do you concentrate on that first? So I'm just going to see if I can load up a window so I can see what everyone else is seeing. Yeah, I can see what you mean, everyone. Yeah, Dan's picture is a little bit choppy, but at least we're getting some images. We're seeing a droid. You can't knock seeing a droid every once in a while. Oh, English is at LA Comic Con as well. Let's have a look at this. Is LA Comic Con COVID here is mask required and proof of vaccination or negative flow. That's rather cool. Into the Blue Mister. I didn't realize this con had such a heavy artist presence. Seems to be a bigger attendance of creators than SDCC. Okay, well let's ask Dan about that. What do you think? Is that a fair comment?
One sec, hold on. I need to adjust my microphone.
No worries. Michael P saying same COVID rule for C3E2. It's a Reed Pop show, so I don't necessarily get surprised by that. At the end of the day, they're going to apply blanket the same rules across the board. So there you go. Andrew English, I'm at C2E2 next week. So yeah, that was the comment, Dan. Did you hear that? Didn't realize this con had such a heavy artist presence. There seems to be a bigger attendance of creators than SDCC.
That's pretty accurate. I mean, it's always been huge artist alley here. This year's no exception.
Okay. Your mic's gone a little bit quieter, but we could. Yeah, your mic's gone a little bit quieter, but we could just hear you.
How's that?
Oh. Sounds like a lot of excitement on the floor. I know that we've got the Festival of Fun from Funko kicking off at the moment. That I've been seeing all over Twitter. Oh my lord, what the hell's going on there?
Little dance party. Side of it.
Sounding very loud on the exhibition floor. That sounds like a Funko.
Yeah.
Yeah, you seem to have frozen, Dan.
One more time.
You seem to have frozen, sir.
Okay.
We can hear you, but not see you.
Can't see me though.
Tell you what, Dan. Good lord, Dan.
Yes.
I don't know if you can. I don't know if you can hear us. It's so loud.
I can hear you.
Yeah. I don't know if you want to log off and come back on. Let's see if that breaks the connection a bit better. There we go. He's going to have a crack at that. Yeah. It's proving to be very loud and noisy down on the exhibition floor. But like I say, I know that Funko are doing their Festival of Fun, and they're really ramping up what they're doing in terms of engagement on the floor. Let's have a look at this. Into the Bloomer Stove. Funkos, or landfill, as I like to call them. Yeah, I've kind of fallen out of love with Funkos. I'm not going to lie. Myself and the missus both have, but it's a case of, what we can kind of get out of it, really. If there's one that will really jump out of me, then I'll go. That's a lot better, Dan. That looks
Cool.
That's a lot stronger. Fantastic.
Cool. I'm walking away from Funko now.
Someone we saw last week. I'm following that person now. I am a fan. Thank you very much indeed for pointing that person out to me last week.
But then it ended up. So this is the very entrance of the exhibit hall.
Okay.
Yes, nice wide aisles. And look, lights.
What on earth are those?
Drinks.
Okay. Sparkling botanicals?
Yes.
At a Comic Con?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. No idea why, but all right.
They probably needed someone to fill a spot.
Yeah, good point.
Sorry.
What we got? So let's just make a big artist alley is great for Congo, but I wonder if it's the same for artists. I mean, it's more direct competition for eyes. It's a good point.
Great corn.
Just to let you know, by the way, we're streaming now from the show floor, the exhibition floor of Emerald City Comic Con in Washington State. We are going to be joined in about 10 minutes, though, by Nikki Yaya, who's going to be joining us from LA Comic Con. So we've got ourselves 2 streams for the price of 1 today. Stick with us. We've also got some news about next week's streams as well. What's been the highlights for yourself, Dan? What's kind of jumped out at you?
I'm just picking up a lot of art. Oh, there's our buddy Tony Kim, right in front of me. You want to say hi to Tony?
Excellent stuff. I mean, it's got to be said, Dan and his art collecting has really gone up a serious notch over the last couple of years. So, yeah.
There's
What?
our buddy Tony.
He's sat down?
Yeah.
Tony is sat down. I would not have expected that at all.
Would you like to talk to him?
Nah, it's okay. We talked to him last week, but it's great. Just say hi. Let him know that we say hi.
Cool. Hey, Tony. Leonard says hi. You're live.
Yo, what's up, Leonard? See ya.
How you doing, man?
Miss ya.
He's back on the cons, man.
Doing great.
Not surprised. Not surprised. Thanks, Tony.
Cool. Thank you, Tony.
All right, see you later.
See ya.
Yeah, there does seem to be some random stuff on this particular floor?
And this is only one half of the exhibit floor. There's a whole another room
Oh, good Lord.
with even more.
Yeah. We got Into the Blue, Mr. Sorry, Andrew English saying, Dan, those aisles are double than here.
Yep.
Okay, so we're going to see what LA Comic Con's like pretty soon. But yeah, those aisles are huge. There's a lot of space there.
Yep. And they reduced the capacity by half, they said.
Right, okay. Is this your first time at Emerald City? Or have you been before?
This is number 5.
Number 5. Compared to previous shows, in terms of content, in terms of the vibe, what would you say?
Feels about the same. I mean, it feels less crowded. Yesterday was less crowded than a normal Saturday, but it was still pretty packed. There's
Okay.
Press right in front of us. One of the bigger publishers here.
Ah, yes, indeed. Our good friends at Oni. Oni, you've got had some recent news in terms of moving around of some personnel, which is exciting stuff.
There's Image Skybound's booth.
Indeed. We've got who else? Johnny Fitz is watching. Hello, everyone as well. Johnny, it's a pleasure to have you joining us. Thank you so much indeed. Regarding those botanicals that were being sold on the floor, it's Pacific Northwest. What do you expect regarding those drinks? Yeah, this is true.
And this is a whole little area they have set up for cosplayers to take photos.
Okay.
Backdrops. School motif.
Right, so we've had a mysterious forest. We've got a school ground, a classroom, a
Japanese
dojo,
and then a kind of
a Japanese garden. Okay. And a zombie wasteland. All right. Okay. I still think a green screen's the more economical way forward, but what can you do?
And here goes some gremlins driving droids around.
School set must be for anime cosplayers, says Sir Listerus Meg. I would also say perhaps what's the one that I would go for? Oh no, I was going to say something else. Then that would be incredibly crass of me to say, and I'm not going to say that one. I'll keep my mouth shut. Yeah, you seem to have frozen again for us, Dan.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I know.
Can you hear me? Okay?
So let's just go with the audio. Yeah, the highlights of what you've seen this weekend. Any particular things that have jumped out? What, have you been to any panels?
Have I been what?
Been to any panels?
Playing.
No, we appear to be losing him completely.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Yeah, I think we're going to have to remove Dan for the moment. We'll send him a private chat, let him know that we keep losing him. And we'll see if we can get him back on. And hopefully we'll get some more out of him. Because I'd like to try and get, even if we're not getting picture, I'd like to try and get some sound out of him so we can kind of get a sense of what's going on. So I'm going to remove him from the stream. And we'll have him come back on, hopefully, fingers crossed. But what we can do is give you a bit of information, certainly about shows coming up, because we are wanting to keep doing these as we head towards Christmas. And considering that, thankfully, the shows will not be landing on a Christmas or a New Year's Eve. But as it happens, we are going to be live on Boxing Day. So we're going to be talking about things that have happened over Christmas, certainly anything that's happening in terms of Christmas entertainment. I'll talk about Hawkeye as well, because hopefully I'll have seen the whole thing by then. So we'll talk about that. Get into what you're getting up to and how you're celebrating your geeky and nerdy Christmas, and also what your plans and hopes are for 2022. And then on the 2nd of January, we are going to be live. We're not going to be taking a break this year. We're going to just barrel on and have our show. 2nd of January 2022. We're going to be live. And again, we're going to be looking forward to the new year. Hopefully going to be getting some guests on. We were actually going to be having another guest on today, but unfortunately, they had to cancel. It's just one of those things as we get closer to Christmas. What else is happening as well? So just maybe I'll start making some flyers. Well, I mean, we were hoping to come back on, but we'll see what happens. Let's have a look at this. Eddie Lee Art should be at Emerald City, says Clydeen. Well, I know that you are a huge fan of Eddie Lee. Yeah, we'll tell you what, we'll if we can get Dan back on, we'll see if we can point him in their direction. Fingers crossed, we'll get the chance to see some more of Emerald City Comic Con. Let's have a look at this. Andrew English on day 3. Around 1,500 cosplay pictures taken. Yes, but you never share any of them with me, mate. You never let me have a look, or you never let me kind of put them up on the website. I want to share your photos, man. I want to get them out to an audience. So who knows? What else have we got? Right. So yes, let's talk about our guests for next week. So like I say, we are going to be running shows all the way throughout the course of the year. And we're looking forward to hopefully getting some more guests on board as well. But we have got a special guest next week, somebody who you may have seen at a con if you do come to UK conventions. We're going to be joined by Julian Owen. Julian Owen is somebody who is a talent booker for many of the conventions here in the UK. For Showmasters, for Wales Comic Con, he's done his rounds under several banners, and he really is somebody who knows the ins and outs of what's going on when it comes to the way that the conventions are put together. So I'm looking forward to talking to Julian about the mechanics of actually booking guests at shows, how they avoid double booking, how to pick which shows to go to, and how they set the terms and how they set the prices, because that is always seems to be the accusation is the agent, isn't it, that sets up that those extortionate prices. Who knows? So we're going to be talking to Julian about that, and we'll look forward to talking to him about his convention experiences, his favorite memories. That's going to be next week. Do join us, please, for next Sunday's Talkin Con, a cup of tea with an Englishman in San Diego, where we're talking to Julian Owen. That's on the 12th of December. Looking forward to speaking to him. So Dan is heading back upstairs by the looks of things. Dan,
Yes.
there's somebody who has been told that you need to kind of check out. Eddie Lee Art. Are you aware of Eddie's work?
I am not.
This is Clydeen Nee, who is the coordinator for Artist Alley for San Diego Comic Con. She's an expert colorist herself. She knows her stuff. So therefore, when she recommends someone, you pay attention. Eddie Lee,
Cool.
there you go. That's who you need to be looking into.
Message me the name. I'll look him up.
Yeah. Solicitous Meg, what is Boxing Day? Sounds like Christmas dinner with my family. Boxing Day, day after Christmas Day. So it's another day. I'll have to check if I'm working, but I don't think I am. I shouldn't be, but there we go. So yeah, well, I mean, it's definitely a stronger picture now, Dan. So
Cool.
we need to kind of hopefully,
in front of
fingers
you-
crossed. Hopefully, fingers
right in
crossed.
front of you
We'll
is
keep
somebody-
this going.
And right in front of me is somebody you may know. Hey, Soli.
We got
Leonard.
Hey,
You're live.
Leonard, what's up, bud? How are you?
Now then, Chris, how you doing,
No,
dude?
sir.
Yeah.
Sorry, in the middle of trying to do a post at the same
Okay.
time. Can we see him?
Uh,
Or you're not doing? Yeah, there.
Yeah.
What's up, Leonard?
let me flip the camera around.
Chris Sully is a legend. How you doing,
How you doing,
sir?
bud? Oh, we can't.
How you
see him.
doing, man?
Yeah.
Oh, he's in your earphone. I can.
Long time no
There he
see.
is. Is he live? He's live.
Yep, he's live.
Nice.
How you doing, Chris?
Guard mobile.
Hold
This is
on.
cool.
Yeah. Let me flip it to you. There we go.
Yeah,
Now
we
can-
got Nergy Night. How you doing,
There's
Sully?
Karma on the chat.
Oh yeah, we've got Karma's there. We've got Chuck Cook saying hi.
Don't mess up the stream for the.
Okay, he says hi.
Good to see everybody. Hope you're having a great Sunday. Having a good cup of tea.
How's your con going, sir?
Yeah, that's how the con's going.
The con is great. It is definitely much smaller than years past, but I think everybody's still getting used to life as we approach, hopefully, the other side of COVID. We're all wearing our masks and trying to be respectful and keep our space. Yesterday was the only day, Saturday, that it got really busy and felt like, kind of like the old days of cons. Today is super light again, but able to get around and see. There's some great vendors here, and Artist Alley is the best in the country here, I think. So that's actually where we're always running.
That's really cool. Are you? How's your anxiety when it comes to those kind of crowds coming back into it? Oh,
One more time,
Hello?
Leonard. Can you hear me?
How's your anxiety when it comes to coming back to crowds like this?
Yeah, Leonard, you're frozen.
Oh,
It'll come back in a minute.
Yeah. And there we go.
fingers crossed.
Leonard, can you hear us?
Hello? Can you hear me?
He sounds like Minnie Mouse.
Can you hear
Leonard?
me?
Oh,
Hello?
boy.
Can you hear me? I'm tempted to just send him a text. Nah, they're gone. They're gone. Oh God. Oh, it's going to be fun. Yeah, it's going to be cool. We'll try and get them back in. Into the Blue Mister, looking forward to asking Julie is into Comic Cons. Oh yeah, tell me about it. But I think he's more a talent one, so we'll see how it goes.
Your audio
Let's
is
try this
very
together.
choppy, Leonard.
Yeah, I don't know where it's going on in this, but we'll try. Hello there. Right. So yeah, Chris, how's your anxiety when it comes to getting back into crowds like this?
Go down. I'll come find you in a little bit. I'll see you in a bit.
Oh,
We
okay.
can't hear you, Leonard.
Okay. Tell you what, we'll call it time there, yeah? We'll call it time. Yeah, we'll call it time. Good Lord, the internet might be worse than SDCC. Listen, it might not just be theirs. It might be mine. Now that they've gone, let me know if I've frozen. Because, yeah, I keep trying to solve this problem. The only way that I could possibly solve it is actually going into the other room and plugging straight into the router. But that means directly interrupting my father's watching of Movies for Men and every John Wayne movie that runs on a Sunday. So I think I'm leaving it to him. But there we go. There we go. Oh, his 5G implant isn't working. Yeah, I get it. I get it. Yeah, to return to that comment, into the Blue Mister, so asking Julian to get more comic book creators into UK cons. I think for Julian, his talent roster is more the media stuff. It's more TV and film. So when you do see TV and film talent at a UK convention, Julian's usually one of the people behind it. So yeah, that's his forte. And I've no problem with talking to him about that because it is an element of a modern convention. So fingers crossed, we'll put a bunch of questions to him. When it comes to comic creators, I'm starting to see more Comic Con organizers cross-pollinating. So, for example, we've got ourselves Wales Comic Con talking to the likes of Shane from the ICE conventions. So there's a real kind of cross-pollination there. So who knows? Dan returns to us.
Oh yeah, Donnie.
Might be one last time.
Had a huge line yesterday. Did you get talked to?
I did, yeah. Good. Not interview-wise, because he was heading down. Him and Stegman heading down to LA today, or already they are. They're doing LA Comic Con this weekend too.
Oh, so you did both?
Yeah.
Wow. I guess the flight's not too bad. You could do a couple days of each.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's getting a bit toppy as well. I think he's having a chat with Chris at this point.
Yes.
If you do get the chance to follow Chris Sully, by the way, he's rather cool. Tell you what, Dan,
Yes.
take care of that, man.
We're here
Look
in
after yourself. Okay. Listen, I'm going to get off because I'm going to talk to Nika now.
Sounds good.
Okay. Look after yourself. Enjoy the rest of your show, sir. We'll speak to you soon.
Talk to you later.
All right, mate. Take care. Because now joined by Nika Yaya. Hello there, Nika. How are you? Oh, she's muted. Hang on. Unmute yourself.
Hi,
There you go.
everyone.
How you doing?
We're here at LA Comic Con.
How is it? How's the show been?
So it's been great. It is not as high profile as San Diego Comic Con, but it has an amazing
Good morning, Comic Con! Make some noise! I'm excited to be here for day 3
It's definitely a more of a rock and roll attitude.
I see everybody's coming in.
It is hard to hear. It's so great.
Noise.
Outstanding.
Yes. Who's here for the first time today? Well, welcome. We are about to get this
I
started.
can't bitch and moan that they're making too much noise because that's what I do on stage.
My name is Tiffany. I am going to be your MC.
Let me move over here. You can see some of the wonderful people all dressed up.
All right, let's get this party started. Who's excited? Who is pumped for day 3, the final day of Talkin
Oh, wow.
Con?
I was just saying I can't complain about them shouting because that's what I do on stage. I'm usually the one doing the shouting.
It's so hard to hear, but I'm going to get someplace where I can hear you.
Technologies, come on out, David.
Right, I'm having a look at the aisles. I see what they mean. It's a lot smaller aisles. You may have to turn your volume up. It's a lot smaller. It's a lot thinner aisles. It's a lot thinner aisles.
What?
It's a lot thinner aisles.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, I was just saying I can understand somebody shouting on stage because that's what I do. Because I'm usually shouting on stage.
Yeah, the stage is great. It's not something we have at Comic-Con, I don't think, in that level, but it's great. I'm trying to give you some of the visuals so you can see
Go
some
for
of the
it.
great additions that you get in LA. You get a lot more artists this year than we had at San Diego Comic-Con, with a lot more want and desire to be there.
God, those aisles are so small.
I want to show you this. I played these games yesterday. They were great, super fun. They have a whole display over here.
Outstanding. Outstanding.
Verizon has been rocking us out.
Good morning.
Hey! Woo!
Come on over, guys.
Verizon's been teaching us everything. Woo!
Just gonna say, it's looking very, very cool. It's looking very cool.
It is, and the best part is, it was packed yesterday, and it's not so packed today, which gives you a little more view of all the amazing options.
Oh man, those aisles look really close together. That's just making me anxious.
And look, I have somebody who's actually watching. He's live with us.
It's that man. How you doing, Andrew? Okay, Andrew is now going to be getting a 5-second delay.
How do you like it?
It's not as packed as yesterday.
Now, listen, I want to know, because those aisles are giving me so much anxiety.
No,
They look
it's
really
delay
close
on
together,
this
man.
No,
Yeah,
I
those
can't- I
aisles look
can't
really
hear.
close. Okay.
We're trying to. Let's see, is that louder?
Yeah, I might even, I might type. Can you hear me
He's
now?
gonna type.
Is that a bit better? Hello?
He's gonna type his questions.
Okay. I'm about 5 seconds behind.
Yeah. Tell you what then, I'll say it and we'll see if you get a 5-second delay. Those aisles are really close together. They're giving me some real anxiety. How are you feeling about being there?
How are you feeling about being there?
I'm fine. Lots of cosplayers. I'm fine. Lots of cosplayers for me to take photos of.
What's your
I know
favorite
that's a
so
big
far?
thing for you.
The cosplayers.
The cosplay?
Yeah.
Which one though?
Oh, there's so many. So many.
Andrew's feed for his cosplay photos
That's
are
some great
amazing.
photos. Did you see the one with the flaming head?
Ghost Rider, yes.
Yes. See?
Who else we got? We got ourselves. Clydine is saying Crypto Salika is supposed to be there with some convention exclusives,
That's okay.
and
So
all the Star Trek actors are supposed to be there.
all the Star Trek actors are supposed to be there. They are. They're upstairs, and I can run up there if you want, but they're not in yet. Right?
Nah, it's all right.
So, yeah. I'll see you later.
Okay, mate, Andrew, take care. Look after yourself, man.
We're gonna
Oh
keep
my word!
walking until you tell me not to. Oh, look! Trail behind.
Good Lord!
And I'm
Outstanding.
going to show you my favorite part, really quick.
Go for
LA
it.
Comic Con. Something that makes
Go on.
it different from San Diego Comic Con. Let me
Oh,
show
okay.
you the gorgeous ladies of wrestling. This has been my favorite part of LA Comic Con. These were my heroes when I was a kid.
Who is that? Who are we talking to?
This is the Convention Collective. Say hi, ladies.
Hi. How are you? Sorry we're wearing our masks. We're trying to be safe. Nice to meet you. Everybody come out next.
Nice to meet you, ladies. Outstanding.
So
That's sweet.
that's it for me for now. I'll see you all
No worries.
later. I'm gonna kiss up with my glow. Woo!
Oh, take care, girl. Look after yourself. Nikia, look after yourself. I think she's going to disappear right now. Yep, she's gone. There you go. Remove. There we go. Oh, my Lord. Yeah. Into the blue mister. Audio-wise, that was the worst possible moment to cut to Nikia. Yes, I think you're possibly right. Let's have a look. Solicitor Smeg, I'm surprised my speakers didn't blow out. How do you explain that you're watching someone else at a con having fun and a crazy lady started screaming on a microphone? Yeah. Karma YouTube needs closed captions. Correct. And yeah, for the hearing impaired and people wanting to prevent becoming hearing impaired. Yeah, there was a lot of shouting going on there. Oh my word. But you know what? That was fine. If anything, that was a real compare and contrast, wasn't it? Because we had definitely two senses of two cons, both of them approaching the convention in the way of getting through the door. Masking, double vaccinating, lateral flow tests, etc., etc. But then we had ourselves the actual views of the floor themselves. And I have to say, LA Comic-Con got me really worried really quickly. When you can reach across an aisle and touch both booths, right now, that's too close. What do you think? Is it something that you can deal with right now? Do you feel that we can't live in fear anymore and that we have to get back to some kind of normality? Or are we simply not there yet? Your thoughts? Come on, jump in on the comments. We'll stick around for another 5 minutes or so, and we'll kind of wrap things up. I mean, listen, it was fun to kind of have a try at it. I don't know if it was my connection. It certainly was theirs. Had some issues. I mean, we solicitors make the biggest thing I took from that is LACC has better internet. Well, yes. Verizon, they were on the floor, man, which means they're probably pumping some cash into it, and yeah, it's going on. Andrew English, I totally agree with aisle space here in LACC. Yeah, I know that your focus was about the cosplayers, and I get it, but I wanted to get your sense of the show as well. Also, if you'd seen any panels and if you'd seen anything or anybody that had jumped out and kind of caught your attention. But I know the cosplayers is your focus. People, if you get the chance to follow Andrew's Twitter, Andrew, type in your Twitter, because I can never remember it off the top of my head. Type in your Twitter so I can share it, so people can check out your cosplay photos, because the man's got a good eye, and he takes some cracking shots. So yeah, share us your Twitter handle and your bits and pieces. So there we go. Here we go. Is LACC trying to be better than San Diego Comic-Con? Perhaps. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Okay, for me, convention right now should be concentrating on panels and streaming stuff live and getting to an audience in that regard, and then expanding its Artist Alley and kind of getting a virtual version of its Artist Alley. So you can kind of have that business and that outreach and the audience going to a sale, but still being able to maintain some kind of distance. I think there should be a real virtual element to it. I think I'm not feeling that enough shows have learned enough from the last 18, 20 months, and they're not taking it forward. They just seem to be going, right, we're back to normal. And just like the last 2 years haven't happened. That seems very, very strange. Clydeen Nee, it was nice to see the floor of both shows. Well, we saw the floor certainly of Emerald City. We didn't see much of the floor at LA because it was just so close. So there we go. There weren't many aisles like that at SDCC. No, I mean, we saw that with your own stream, Toby. It was really kind of wide and showed a lot of space. I felt, just watching it, I felt safer. Just watching it. I don't know. Let's have a look at this. So let's just make, if we're still talking internet, that's not a high bar to pass by. Yeah, it's this is about the possibly the LACC trying to be better, SDCC on the internet, perhaps. Who knows? Yeah. Yes, Clydeen talking about her UFO panel was packed. Yeah, I heard. And I heard that a number of the panels at San Diego Comic-Con Special Edition, I mean, I heard some people would, I mean, I don't know if anybody caught the unofficial blog stream, but they were talking about how the panels were easy enough to get into because there wasn't that much interest in the panels as much because there wasn't that many people attending, or as many people as attending. But from what I've heard, those panels that were running had the people attending and they had the numbers. So no, I don't know. I don't feel that from what I'm hearing. Indeed, Clydeen's saying they closed the room. That's excellent. That's what you want. But like I say, I'm just wondering if there's a way of kind of expanding that audience again. You remember that comment that we had when the virtual conventions happened and when we had Comic-Con at home, that organizers were happy that the views that were coming in on YouTube showed that they were getting 10, 15, 20, 30 times the amount of people that would be normally in a room for a panel. And they had that audience. You know what I mean? I think it would be great if there was still that, like I say, the lessons learned from the last 2 years. Toby, let's have a look at this. I think the internet situation has improved over the last 10 years. Left out. Oh, sorry if I froze there, everybody. No idea what happened there. Toby, I think the internet situation at San Diego Comic-Con was and has been improved over the last 10 years, a few years, tenfold. It's down to whoever forks the cash down. As somebody who knows what the prices are within the convention center to rent or hire internet feed into any of the rooms and any of the booths, it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. That internet that gets fed into the outer concourse of the San Diego Convention Center, that's a big wad of cash that somebody throws down. And I think it's AMC that do that. It's insane. Michael P, the Shang-Chi panel was packed and I had 3 lines to get outside to get in. That's what we want to hear. The conventions worked. Ann Scott Brick said there were 200 people coming into theirs. That's fantastic. So let's just make, all I know is if you're smart, you'll get vaxxed up, because if it's like LACC, LA Comic-Con, all it takes is one person showing before they can test positive and you have a super spreader. Yeah, those aisles were way too close for my liking. That got me anxious, man. That just got me so scared. It's not scared. I refuse to be scared by it, but I don't know. you've got to be anxious. You've got to be aware. You've got to be responsible about this stuff. Surely, Chuck Cook, $100,000 for internet connection at San Diego Comic-Con. Which area? Because I know that's for the weekend for one of the booths in one part of the floor. I also know how much it is to get into one of the rooms because I wanted to get an edition for my British Invasion panel, and I did some research and I got the quote. That's not fun. Clyde Nee is quite right. The problem is when you have over 100,000 people in the building all using their cell phones at the same time. This is very true, and it's got to be said as well. It was a definite difference from my first con, which I appreciate. I'm still a newbie at this. 2010 was my first San Diego Comic-Con, and nobody used their phone as much as they did as we got into 2016, 2017, etc. It got to the point where I would be walking down the aisles, down the corridor, outside the panel rooms, upstairs at the convention center, and nearly run into 5, 6, 7 times as I'm walking down by people just glued to their phones. There's this real sense of FOMO at San Diego Comic-Con that people are constantly glued to their phones to make sure that they are in the right place at the right time. There's this real FOMO. So no, Clydeen, I agree with you on that. I agree with that one. Speaking of Clydeen actually made a comment a little bit earlier, which is hopefully, fingers crossed, we may try and get David Mack on the show. So looking forward to that. I've reached out to him. He hasn't replied to me yet, but we kind of got introduced by Clydeen, and also I talked to him at Thought Bubble, and yeah, Clydeen says David Mack really enjoyed Thought Bubble. I'd like to talk to him about that coming over to the UK, what he thought, what his what his take on it, and yeah, I'd like to talk to David Mack. Who wouldn't? The man's a legend. So yeah, Clydeen Nee, my roommate, already had a negative COVID test from Special Edition, and I know someone else that had a negative test as well. Great. This is what you want to hear. I attended Wales Comic-Con, and 2 days later got a ping saying that I had been close to somebody for more than 15 minutes who had tested positive. That's rather scary. I think I'm trying to work out who that could possibly be. I might have to reach out and find out. Okay. So tell you what, we tried it. We got a little bit of a view. We got a sense of the shows. Hopefully we'll get a little bit more of a report from them after the fact as well. But thank you so much indeed for Danny for giving it a go. Thank you very much indeed to Nikki Yaya as well. Do follow their writing by heading to theconventioncollective.com. They write for us and do reports. Nika definitely goes out of her way to find those subjects which are about representation, about topics and people that wouldn't necessarily get an audience, about subjects that are interested of her. She is definitely not somebody that is absolutely in the straight and narrow, as in the tried and tested. She goes a little bit off into the tall grass, and she puts a spotlight on people that absolutely deserve the attention. I like Nika a lot, and do follow her writing on theconventioncollective.com. Likewise for Dan as well. He'll be getting his post up hopefully for this week's Sandbox Spotlight, as we are growing our own virtual artist alley on the website. So thank you very much indeed to everyone for responding to that, because I've got myself a couple that actually have responded to the questions who I met at Thought Bubble. Dan's got a whole bunch from San Diego Comic-Con Special Edition, so we're going to have a nice roster of really great talent that's going to be talking to us, and yeah, you'll be able to showcase them up on Sandbox on theconventioncollective.com. Do go on to the Sandbox Spotlight for more information. It's a lot of fun. So there we go. I'm going to get off. I'm going to hopefully, I have no idea what to do to solve any kind of issues when it comes to Wi-Fi, because what I use are these things, the TP-Link adapters going up and into the walls. Doesn't seem to be working. It certainly doesn't seem to want to play ball. But look, I'll try and I'm trying everything. I really am trying, guys. I'm doing what I can. Oh man, considering I've now got a Sky connection which is up to 300 MIPS, it should be a really rock solid connection, but I don't know. Fun and games. Andrew English, my pictures won't be up until back in the UK. Yeah, but still, share us share us where people can find you, sir. Tell you what, I'll even try and find a little bit of. I'm going to try and find your Facebook page so I can at least share the link for people, because people really should check out your photos. Andrew English, if you get the chance to check out his Facebook page, which is at andrew.english.169. So if you are wanting to find out more about his cosplay pictures, follow him on Facebook, because yeah, it's well worth seeing what he gets up to. So there we go. Let's put that on there. Andrew English 169. Check him out, facebook.com, for more info. And I'm trying to remember what his Twitter is. I never can remember it. But yeah, do jump in and follow his feed for all the top stuff. So there we go. Right. Yeah, I'm going to let you get off and enjoy the rest of your Sunday now. Thank you very much indeed for joining us. Please do keep a track on the shows coming up, and we need you to get your questions in to Julian Owen next week. I'll be posting a little bit of a preview thing and a profile on Julian and his company. So please do keep us eye on our social media, because of course we've got ourselves our Twitter, our Instagram, and our Facebook. I'll try and post a little bit of a preview post about Julian, so you have more information about what he gets up to and what he does. And then you can get ready with your questions next week, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. GMT, for Talkin Con next Sunday. Because like I say, I think Julian is going to have an interesting perspective on comic conventions, on just the way that things get played out, and when it comes to getting guests on the floor at a convention, especially post-COVID or post-lockdown. What does it take now to get guests on board, considering that he was one of the people that organized the Battlestar Galactica guests to come over to Wales Comic Con, who then just had two people behind their tables fully masked on with caps on, and it could be anyone with an American accent. But what does it take to get them in the building in this day and age? So that's what we're going to talk about. So there we go. Yeah, I think it's going to be a rather interesting show. Hopefully you can join us, like I say, next week, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. GMT, for another Talkin Con, a cup of tea with an Englishman in San Diego. Before I hit the end credits, we haven't had any changes when it comes to our Patreon support. Nobody's dropped out. Thank you so much indeed for sticking with us. We've also had nobody joining us as well. We really would like you to please join us on the Patreon, because it allows us to pay our writers. That's every penny goes to paying our licenses, which thankfully are annually, so we don't have to do that too much. But yeah, basically it's a case of any way that you can support us, because it allows me to send every penny to our amazing writers, because what they do on the conventioncollective.com, they just pale. I do nothing. I just press send. They're the ones that do the hard work. So yeah, I want to show every appreciation, and you do that by supporting us on the Patreon. It's there on the screen, patreon.com/EnglishmanSDCC. Please do follow and support us the best you can, because it allows us to pay our writers, and we really appreciate it. Speaking of which, our Patreon supporters are in the end credits, which I'm going to roll now. Thank you so much indeed for watching the show. Hopefully back again next week with a little bit more of a solid internet. Chuck, I saw your message. Any help and advice you can give me, please do. Yeah, I know that some people are saying, well, why don't you pay more money for better internet? I should have decent internet, and I still can't get a stable connection for this. until I get a dedicated studio upstairs in the attic, I think we're going to have to deal with what we've got. Okay. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Enjoy the rest of your week. It's going to be a hectic one for me. So I may survive, and hopefully I'll be around for Talkin Con next week. Let's see. Go hardwire if at all possible. I was hardwired and it still didn't work. Urgh. Curses. Technology. I still think it's a case of Skynet having issues with me. I shouldn't have slagged them off on Twitter. What can you do? Take care. We'll see you soon. And yeah, next week, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. GMT for a hopefully more stable Talkin Con. We'll see you soon.